Good evening and welcome to Balsamic Games. It's not Nice Guy Sanctum. It took a while to register with my brain. This is Thyrsus, a new Coven, and welcome to Balsamic Games. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me clear those dice. Those don't mean anything, I promise. Let me give you a little background on what we're doing here. This is still Children of Midnight Coven, the game Andrea and I made and are continuing to work on. But we have moved to a different time period. We have jumped back to 1932, before the age of the Order, before Manhattan was called Midnight, and at a time when there was no particular designation of Bloody Rose White Wolf, thank you for the subscription. And thank everyone for all the subscriptions that have been rolling in today. It's been absolutely awesome to see all the subs and all the follows. Over 100 new people here for this stream, so thank you all very much for that. Thyrsus is a coven in 1932 when as I said, there wasn't a big distinction between wild witches and bound witches. Pretty much all witches were wild witches, so they didn't really need to just come out and say it. So the order had not yet put its stamp on the way witches were seen by the world. So it's a very different place. The Fae are out in full force, not merely relegated to Central Park and a few other areas. The Fae are a major player at this point. Thank you, Fingerbang. Oh, wow. Just gonna let these follows roll in. Thank you guys so much. Let's start. We'll take a little pause on the follows for a second and let Morningstar introduce his character.
Well, this evening I am not Morningstar. This evening I am Bradshaw. Richard Bradshaw. Private investigator. A dick, if you will. I'm an eclectic hydra. A gaunt, tall man. A little bit unkempt and moody looking. And I don't tend to dress very well, just a fedora and trench coat. Cliché, some might say.
They're classic. Megan?
I'm gonna screw up the voice. Hey, I'm Slippery Skip. I'm your storm witch from the Bronx. I'm a Nereid, but other than my catfish mustache, not much else. Look like a normal dude. Got my familiar Ricky, my boy Ricky. And if you're looking for some swell giggle water, some sweet hooch, I'm your guy.
Nice. Andrea?
Sorry, I don't plan on any cute accents.
Mine won't last for long, I'm sure.
I am playing Poppy. She is a satyr green witch. She has a liege fighter rooster as her familiar, and his name is Jen. Her mother named her Poppy after her favorite flower, but Poppy's favorite flower is a rose. She's a trouser-wearing lady on the go who will clean up nice when she wants to.
Nice. And Azaelwyn.
Well, today I'm going to play Joy, who is anything but. Joy is a very stern gob who has blue skin with some purple flecks on it, long ears, and even though she looks quite playful and fun, she is very stern. She wears lots of suits. She thinks everybody has their own place, and she has a wonderful familiar and a mantis orchid that stays on her shoulder named Forsyth. And Forsyth likes to just chill and be proper and, help delegate and tell people what to do because Joy just has no time to do any of it herself anyway.
Nice. So, this wonderful and extremely eclectic coven has done a number of odd jobs for a number of organizations over the years, but their primary employer for the last little while has been a Fae organization called Blue Heaven. They are the primary purveyor of liquor in these trying times during Prohibition.
Good stuff.
Yes, and the Fae tend to contract out some of their work to witches because witches can brew up things with special components that have very, very special effects. The things that the most wealthy are after. So they have contracted with this group for that reason and for some of their other far more illegal talents, including to have them erase people's minds and erase people from existence when necessary.
We're sleeping with the fishes.
Recently, something happened that I'm sure we will get into very shortly. that drove a wedge between Blue Heaven and Thyrsus Coven. And Thyrsus decided to strike out on their own and make their own club, which they would bring their own, make their own sweet drinks for the Siren King. Thank you so much for the subscription, the Siren King. I look forward to getting to know you. So they are, they have a very interesting Covenstead underground, and they have very interesting clientele as well. So let's just jump into a day in the life of this Coven as you are all getting ready for a soiree to announce your newest drink that you'll be creating for the exclusive clientele. Do any of you want to describe the bar that you run and how it is you go about not getting caught?
Well, you see, we gotta be all sneaky like. It's like undercover, underground. We in the subway. The abandoned subway, Cranberry Street to be specific. That's where we set up shop.
Yeah, and they run a bar out of the underground subway tunnel that latches onto the back end of a subway car, and they serve their clientele in their own special car. So when it is extremely exclusive because it's a rather small subway car. So they can jam pack up to maybe 30 or so people in there at one time, but people pay more than a pretty penny to get a seat in their bar. I think Poppy was talking about their next brew, and had an idea for a potential potion.
I did.
You did at one time.
You gotta stop putting me on the spot.
Had a bit much to drink.
Sampling your own product.
Yep.
Or one of you could tell us about your Coven's patron, the Green Fairy.
She's the green fairy, obviously, after our love of the booze and absinthe. So she is a beautiful green fairy who blesses all of our liquor with tingly, delicious delights for everybody.
Yeah, and gives you all kinds of boons as long as you consume her liquidy goodness on a nightly basis. I think I will jump right in with a entanglement to get us rolling. Let me see how bad that's gonna be. Oh wow, that is a very minor entanglement.
That's good.
Yeah, nothing nothing too terrible.
Unfortunate, we hit the low dice before we actually need high dice.
Yeah. So, I think Poppy has a contact with a conductor.
I think our Coven had a
That is
contact with her.
correct.
Conductor.
Does anybody know the conductor's name on the Coven sheet?
Let me see. Julian.
Julian. So the conductor comes down into near your coven stead and taps on a certain pipe in just the right way to get your attention. And when you greet him, he tells you that he had a load of components that were confiscated by Blue Heaven, but they didn't seem to just pick out things that were coming to you. They sort of grabbed a load that he was carrying indiscriminately, so he doesn't think that it was a specific hit on your business. It might have just been a general way of them knocking out a lot of business all at once.
They have no way to know that they were taking Dick's load.
Nope. Impossible. Yeah.
So who else lost stuff in that theft?
Let's
The
see.
enemy of my enemy.
So he's sort of like, I've got a lot of clients, and you wouldn't want me telling them that you have stuff on my train, and so he's kind of like looking for some kind of maybe bribe or reason that he should give up the information, or some kind of role if you want to make it interesting for him. Anybody have an idea?
I'll give you a firm high five, bruh.
So sorry, we're trying to convince him to, like, what are we trying to do? I'm not sure I understand.
Break client conductor confidentiality and tell you who else. Thank you for the sub gift. Wow, you've gifted 5 subs for the course of this channel. Thank you so much. That's so awesome. So you're just trying to break confidentiality and get some extra information from him about who else is involved, because potentially you could make some allies because you were all targeted.
Okay. Could I attempt to sway him to give us this information?
Sure.
Okay. So, should I guess, roll first and describe later based on what?
No, you want to describe your intention first, what you want to get. Well, we kind of know what you want to get out of him. So, I'm going to say he is already a Coven contact, so overall, that is pretty solid. So I'm going to say controlled and greater effect.
Okay.
Because you've worked with him a lot in the past.
Okay. So, Julian, my little cannoli, my boy, you're feeding us some straight applesauce. Like, this is baloney. We're paying customers. We're family. We're family. This is how you treat family. Come on. Let's say you give us the skinny, and we don't pass around a Bronx chia about how you letting down your clientele. How's that say, Bob? Just wanted to, like, we're gonna undercut his reputation essentially if he doesn't, like, help us out.
Awesome. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. And can I do 2 willpower?
Yeah, you can spend 2 willpower to either get an extra die or to increase your effect. And
what I can't remember what you said the effect was already.
it is greater effect, and you can
Greater effect already.
you could also get an assist from another coven mate for 1 willpower if they have something they want to add.
That's up to them if they got something to contribute. But otherwise, I'm good putting in the 2 willpower just for an extra die.
Okay.
I don't have any sway.
Well, an assist doesn't use your sway. It just spends 1 willpower.
Well, then I'll spend a willpower.
Okay. What do you say? Are you just gonna yes man?
I have 2 in consort, so I think I'll go like the good cop to the bad cop kind of situation.
Gotcha. We don't want to have to do this, but you twisting our arms.
Between you and me, I think Skip's crazy. Okay, so we'll try that.
Awesome. Wow, 4 dice.
Wow.
And wow, partial success. But it is a controlled, so uncontrolled. Consequences. Here we go. Uncontrolled on a partial success. See, I think he steps up on Skip. Maybe he's just a little bit taller than you, like not exactly taller than you, but like he's wearing a big conductor hat, and so he's like almost looks taller than you, and he steps up on you, and he's like, let's see what you got. So he's gonna push you up to risky.
Okay.
But you can re-roll the same dice if you want to go there.
No, that same 4 that I did?
Yep.
Puff up your chest a bit.
So, we gonna do this? You want to take this outside?
Yeah.
You do it?
He's just...
All right, bud. We gonna do some fisticuffs. Oh, shoot. I opened the wrong tab. Ah! What happened?
When you're in the underneath the subways, your family.
When you're in the subways, your family.
Especially if you're a rat.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Out.
That's a crit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. So,
Puffed up your chest like a bullfrog.
yeah. So what'd that look like? You've totally overpowered him, whether that's physically or with words. You can choose.
Skip's gonna get up in his face and be like, "You talking to me? Are you talking to me?" Just repeat that over and poking into his chest. Yeah, it's like I can't think of what to say.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I think that totally works. He practically drops down to one knee. You just poke him in the chest so hard, one of his feet comes out from under him.
Just hit some funky pressure point.
And you're gonna get all the information you were looking for out of him, and you get something else. And you can choose what that something else is. It could be maybe he won't ever try this tactic with you guys again. Maybe it'll be you can get some extra information about the shipment and maybe what the people looked like who came and took it. Whatever extra piece you want because you criticaled.
Maybe some location information. So whereabouts did these boys hop on that took us stuff?
Yeah. They hit us way up north when we crossed in. We came out under a tunnel, and they blindsided us, jumped on the exact right car that had the contraband on it, and went to town. And by the time any of my enforcers got back there, they were off, and they had taken a good bit of the product. So, big brawny guys. Two of them. Didn't really get much look at them aside from that they were wearing all black. And they were just thick pieces of meat there. And as far as the other people who were involved, there's another a faction that is sort of running alcohol against Blue Heaven. We haven't given them a name yet, but we could come up with something. They used to be Hollow Might, but we can call them something else. And they had their some of their goods confiscated as well. Thick meat, that's right. I said it and I meant it.
Their Blue Heaven and Hollow Might is Green Haven.
Green eggs and ham. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you, Julia. I'm gonna trust you not giving us the runaround this time. All right, boy? My little cannoli, my ravioli.
He just looks around like, is Skip really gonna stuff me with something? Like, is this a threat?
Hey.
Is
Wink.
this a threat or a promise? Wink. Okay. Now he knows. Now he knows which one. All right. Yeah, he kind of slithers back out, and he's like, I'll do my best to get extra stuff to take care of what's missing in the next shipment. But good luck. Anything else you need for him before he takes off?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless anybody else has anything.
Right, yeah, he slithers back out onto the streets of Manhattan. Takes off his conductor cap so he can blend in with the populace. So that's going to put a damper on your party plans. Or could potentially put a damper on your party plans, that is. A relatively minor one. Maybe reduced effect if you tried to go at it without this component. What do we think would be a good component that you would have wanted him to bring in that got confiscated?
The ice luge.
Maybe there is a special kind of evergreen tree that grows up north that you can only find there, and we want it for our
Good.
cocktails.
Nice. Up where the Yeti roam.
Yeah.
Watch territory.
Appalachian bitters.
Watch out.
So we could go up north and get what we need and bring it back ourselves. Or we could go up north and kind of drive along with the train on the way back to see if we can catch anybody trying to steal our stuff so we can be sure who it is and make them pay.
Find their stash. They got goods from some of our competition. We can put them out of business.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's got it.
Either way, road trip.
Road trip.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Coven sheet, do you guys have a garage or anything? I think we had talked about a possible vehicle for making road trips, but I can't remember if we actually did.
I think we did, but I can't remember specifically.
Was it someone's contact, perhaps, that had a vehicle?
It should be in the Coven upgrades, if it's there.
Do we have a garage?
It would say garage.
It says garage. I see Coven garage is checked off.
Then yeah, you guys would have a garage and a vehicle for getting around.
Oh, so we must have like a Ford Model 18.
Old jalopy.
You'll have to literally crank it up and see if it still runs.
Does anyone take alacrity?
No.
Get Dick cranking. The car.
I think you mean get cranking, Dick.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm not gonna check the car. I don't want to get my hands dirty. So,
Mm.
and I don't think a little Forsyth is very strong. I don't think he can crank things up.
Well, I can.
I mean, they weren't cranking cars in the 1930s. They had just like regular cars.
Well,
Yeah.
I imagine we
have an
don't have a
old
new car.
jalopy.
A jalopy. All right. Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that. So, yeah, just pick your undertaking type, your method and detail, and we can jump right on that. I can make us an engagement roll.
I guess we'd be acquiring materials. That's the undertaking.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the direction you guys want to go. You do know where it happened, so potentially you could go there and see if you could track whoever it was. Yeah. Back to your stuff, or yeah, there are any number of different ways you could go about. You could just go up and reharvest the materials if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I did like the plan of reharvesting the materials and seeing if somebody tries to steal it again.
Yeah, see if it was the materials that were targeted. He didn't seem to think so. That it was, it didn't, wow, you just about got buzzed.
Really air hard up in here.
I'm always down to do some wild harvesting.
Harvesting to catch the person sounds good because, well, he said that it was a random box. They did know which train car had the contraband.
Yeah, that's true.
So clearly they're in the know about the contraband, but they may not know it's our contraband. So I'd be down for working backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right, so we can say that you set up with him that he'll meet you at a particular place to carry it back, and you guys can come aboard his train, and that way you can be there yourselves if anybody lands on it. All right. So what type of... I don't think the harvesting is going to be difficult for you guys. With all your skills and different powers and everything, especially with Poppy being a green witch.
Yeah.
Even if there's a sapling, Poppy could just grow it into a full tree and take what she needs. So that's not going to be an issue. So it's just going to be the trade and ride back. So what kind of undertaking and method and detail? Those are on the Coven sheet.
Okay. Well, we have smuggle. We're trying to get things back. I can't see the methods.
Hero says, Morningstar cannot be overthrown. Except that's literally what happened 3 weeks ago. But at least it was Morningstar's
More
character
just a change of management.
Yeah. Took familiar writing to a whole nother level.
So I can see the undertakings, but I can't see the method.
The method's on the left at the top, darling. Arcane, assault, deception.
Well, if you're looking at it too, how about you help out over here, wise guy?
Well, I was just trying to be polite. Let you go first. Right, so what are we doing then? Will it be a heist or smuggling?
Well, maybe let's smuggle with deception, because we're trying to catch them in the act.
Yeah, it's kind of a con, too.
Yeah.
Because you're setting it up and getting maybe him to disperse the information that he's bringing another shipment through, and yeah, he already knows they know. You know, it's not like the train can just take a different path. So maybe, you know, he makes sure that his timetable gets leaked so people can intercept the train when he gets through there again. Stuff like that. So maybe a con. Using your contact as for an extra die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Like a plan.
All right, and then for the method and detail, you said deception, and the detail would probably be the contact again, and his train. So awesome. All right, there are some hidden factors that are going to take 1 die off of that, but overall, that's going to be a 3 die engagement roll. So here we go. That was very close to being a critical for you guys. But it was not. It was a good result. You are in a controlled position when the action starts. So, you have already spent a few hours driving back up north. You set up to get someone to bring your car back to Manhattan for you when you're finished. Maybe one of your contacts or allies. Does anyone have someone that would be willing to follow you out and drive your vehicle back?
My husband's dead.
Your husband's dead?
That's yeah, he definitely can't do it unless you guys have a Baba.
Got no one left.
You need a Baba in the group to help you with that.
God, this accent's too terrible. I just need to stick with my regular voice.
I have a contact, Donnie. He's a gob who works in our bar.
Oh,
So he might be along for the ride.
I'm sure he wants the work because, you know, your bar is open so rarely. Yeah, sounds awesome. Okay.
Might have to drive the car with like stilts on, like some bricks on the pedals, but should be okay.
Yeah, you guys have enough gobs. Since Joy is also a gob, I assume you guys have some like some little car stilts.
At least a car seat.
Yeah.
As long as they stick to themselves, it's fine. I don't think we're going to be having some gob pile up thing, 3 gobs in a trench coat type deal.
Pile.
Oh, that's what I want my next character to be. 3 gobs in a trench coat.
One One Bloodfire Witch, one Cosmic Witch, and one Swamp Witch. Like, whoever's the Swamp Witch, like, determines who gets messy. All right. So you start in a controlled position. So you guys are back in the train car, well hidden, and you are currently going through the tunnel where you expect to be ambushed. And just as you suspected, that is exactly what is happening. You actually feel the train car slightly rock a little bit as something very, very heavy boards the side of the train. And then you feel another heavy push against the side of the train. And you can hear what almost sounds like somebody just taking a wedge and like jamming it into the side of the train. Like you can see little itty bitty marks in the metal where it's like forcing the metal of the exterior of the train as something is climbing up the side of the train.
You.
And you notice that there is a hatch above you. You may have noticed it previously, so if anybody wants to flash back to have done something to that hatch, it does seem like that's where they're headed.
I assume there's already a lock on the hatch. They're not just like unlocked all the time for people to climb into.
Yeah, you could have it locked as normal, or you could have taken the lock off so that they can get in easily, and it's completely up to you. If you want it to be locked, then it's locked, absolutely.
Yeah, we put a weak lock on it, so they can break through it easily, but no lock, so it's not suspicious.
Makes for better drama.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the first tug on the hatch is on the weak side, and you hear the lock sort of slam against the hatch. The second time they reach down, they literally rip the entire hatch off of the top of the train car, lock and all, and you see a what looks like a catfish in a trench coat and hat similar to what Skip's wearing, staring down into the darkness of the train car.
It's just a much larger Skip.
Much larger and visible
Gills.
That's the word.
Well, I see they're trying to be as handsome as our Skip, but they seem to be failing. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
I took
don't
offense to that.
Based on how big he is, you think he's going to have a hard time getting down this hatch. Then you see a second, slightly smaller person come up beside him and sort of shove him out of the way, and he's like, what are you doing, wise guy? And then you see a pig-faced mafia man that is now looking down into the hole. But there's just not a whole lot of light coming in from the hole, and so they're not able to see any of you in your hiding places.
Yeah, I was like, plus I can just, just move into liminal shadow real quick too, and then they won't see me at all.
Mm-hmm.
So can I use Snake Root Kiss and have some paralytic poison on my hands, and I'm just gonna reach out of the darkness and tap them as they come in, and knock them out, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you're basically making a little trap for them when one comes down in, that you'll tag him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend the essence for Snake Root Kiss. or the type of poison you want to create?
Yep.
Awesome. And then you can choose what kind of action you want to take as he's descending. It's going to be the pig-faced gent that descends into through the hatch.
Oink, oink, sir.
I think I will use Brawl to get them so I can kind of jump and tag as they're coming in through the ceiling.
Sure. All right. I'm
And I'm gonna spend willpower to have an extra die.
You're a satyr, so you've got good jumpers.
I got good jumpers.
Mm-hmm. Can anybody else give an assist, or you want to be the only one that comes out of hiding? So everybody else can potentially spring or anything else. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. I'm gonna say
spring you back
up. He looks big and sturdy, and he looks like, he has really thick skin. But hopefully, if you can get enough venom in there, you should be able to incapacitate him.
I'll try to grab and hold on if I can.
Okay, awesome. Let's call that risky standard then.
Okay.
Awesome. I like that description. That basically took it from lesser effect to standard effect because of your description. Oh, shit! Ooh. Well, it could have been worse, but only a little bit. So what does that look like? You spring up, and he sees you out of the corner of his eye, and stays attached to the roof.
So you said he was a pig, right?
Yeah.
So he's a little greasy.
Yeah. Yeah. You grab a hold of his foot, and his shoe falls right off his foot. It just slides right off, and you scramble to try to climb him, but he just kicks you back to the ground. And you land on your back and get the wind knocked out of you.
Can I hold on to that poison in my hands?
Yeah, absolutely. You still have it. You got a little bit on his leg, but you're pretty sure that it's not enough to incapacitate him. So yeah, you see him struggling and kicking, and maybe his leg is going a little numb already, but it's not enough to take him out.
So, can I use liminal jaunt and go into the liminal space and show up behind him and just wrap my arms around him so maybe she could try to touch him again?
Yeah, so he's dangling from about 10 or 12 feet up. She used satyr jumping to get up to him. But yeah, you can liminal to pretty much anywhere that's a doorway. And so you could be in the doorway right above him. You could basically jump right onto his back through the doorway if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I just look over and I'm like, well, this might take longer than I wanted it to. So literally nobody sees as I just slide into the shadows and then navigate my way to the top of the door, I guess the area that I would be jumping from.
Yeah. So you're between the two of them now, and you can choose where you want to go from there and what action you want to take.
I think let's see. Because I don't really have brawl or spring.
Finesse could be good. You could.
I do have finesse, so I have 1 point in finesse. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe I could finesse it to where I land to where it's perfectly that while I'm jumping down, I grab the arms and lock behind. It's kind of like a fancy move I've learned in my old assassin days.
Awesome.
I'll finesse that out, and I will spend 2 willpower to get an extra die because I only have 1 of those anyway.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can get him at least locked down.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say, does that automatically take you to controlled when you pop out?
It does not say, so I do not believe so. Yeah, it just says move bodily, and that's it.
Gotcha.
And then appear.
Huh. Must be. Oh, I'm thinking of Hedgeport. You're using Liminal John. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm just one down there.
Okay. Sweet. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a slower thing, but it still totally works. So yeah, risky standard.
Okay. And it looks like I got a 6 and a 2.
Nice, complete success. So yeah,
Oh, I'm good at this liminal stuff now. Okay.
yeah. You appear behind him. He doesn't know you're there. You latch onto him, and you are able to get his hands off of the bar that he's holding onto. And as he falls, you lock his arms behind his back. He lands with his feet just shy of landing on Poppy, who's on the ground. So like it's like a tangle of legs down there. And he is so tall that Joy, you're way up high on his back.
Yeah.
But then when you have his arms, so when you drop, you sort of tug on his arms and pop one of his shoulders out of socket.
Oh.
And he just goes into a frenzy and starts flailing around, flailing even his dislocated shoulder, just flailing both arms around violently.
Like, will you just stop that? Can I just command and see if I can get? And it's like, will you just stop and put all my command behind it?
Sure.
We'll see. He will just listen to me.
I'm gonna say base level, no effect, but if you want to take it up to desperate, get like right up in his face, you could get lesser effect.
Yeah, I think I will like just get right in his face with it. Like,
Nice.
will you stop this? Like, you are just hooting and hollering like a little child. We just have some questions to ask, okay? Oh no, I failed.
Yeah. So you open your mouth wide, and one of those hands, actually the dislocated shoulder hand, just pops you right across the mouth. And yeah, your head twists, and your body spins around, and you hit the floor too. I'm gonna say, since it was his dislocated shoulder arm, level 1 harm. Bruised jaw. All right. Skip or Dick? Or Dick Skipper?
Dick Skipper.
If you guys get a boat, we know who's the skipper.
Yeah, Forrest is literally on my shoulder.
Look a lot like you.
Claws up. He's mad. He's so mad.
So this,
Well, I don't want. Was I cutting you off, Dick?
You know these guys. Is it racist of me to ask?
I think if you have to ask, it's racist.
you do recognize them. You've seen them sort of on the periphery of things. You saw them talking to what's her name? One sec. Oh, let's scroll back up. You saw this guy or somebody that looked very similar to him talking to Eva, the Banshee who's in control of the division that you used to work for with the Fatata family at Blue Heaven. You're not 100% sure of his name, and he's not wearing a name tag.
It's obviously Bebop.
Bebop and or Rocksteady.
Rocksteady's the other one.
Is it? Okay.
Well.
So it seems like he's not listening to reason.
I would, in that case, Skip would like to use, or attempt to use, elemental projection.
Okay.
So, make a ranged elemental attack, player's choice. So, I'm using water,
Nice.
because Nerid. So, how does this work? Do I describe how I want to do projection? Is it one thing? Is it multiple things? I'm
It's-
not familiar to the Stormwatch rule.
Yeah. It's pretty much whatever you want a projection of water to look like. So you could make like a water fist that materializes in the air and punches him in the face. Or
You could just have it mist him lightly.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure you and Poppy use the elemental projection water misting on her flowers all the time. So
Yeah, in that case, Skip wants to attempt to do elemental projection just in his face. So eyes, ears, nose, just fill him up. Not lethal force, just like enough to inconvenience and like
okay,
delay him.
okay.
Can't do too much when like every orifice is full of water. That's just one essence.
Almost
It says
every
one
orifice.
E, so do I have to do any other additional rolls for it?
You get to choose what you want to use for the roll. You're relatively close to him, so target could work. Finesse, since you're going up orifices, might make
Yeah,
sense.
you know what? That makes sense. If I'm aiming for a bunch of little targets, I'll go for finesse.
Nice. Okay.
No.
I'm going to say that is going to be, since you're decently far away from him, risky still, and standard effect.
Okay.
Yeah, just we're magically waterboarding them, you know.
No big deal.
Like, see, you should have just listened when I told you to just.
This
quiet down.
campaign, we will waterboard anyone who causes us trouble, just like we committed arson in the last one.
All right. Okay, that's a complete success.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. So, yeah, you can describe. Well, you kind of already have. The water just forces its way into his eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and he completely stops flailing, and he's just sort of pawing at his face, and completely distracted. So anything you do to him from here on out, at least for a few seconds, is probably going to be increased effect.
Okay.
And you see that the catfish looking mafioso is worming his way down into the hole as well. He starts by trying to rip open the hole and making it wider, and you hear the metal bending, and then he's literally like wiggling his butt, like about to dive into the hole that he's made.
You said he was a catfish, not a cat.
Yeah, but
So it's like cat dog?
yeah. So did I say he was a catfish or a cat fish? I don't know.
No, he's just pretending to be somebody else that we know. That's
The percentage of cat and the percentage of fish is not fixed.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes he's
Like a
90% cat, 10% fish.
Does he both surf and
Stranger's catfish.
Exactly. But he is waiting until the area below him is cleared out. Right now, he would land on his compatriot. And as much fun as that sounds, he's probably not willing to do that just yet. Dick, do you want to take an action? Anybody else?
I'm still hidden at this moment. I'm not even sure what we're doing attacking these guys yet.
They stop.
Yeah. I mean, they are trying to steal your stuff. They came at exactly the point where you expected them. If they're probably the same people who did the last time, so you might as well.
Everyone in regards to these three people. So Hollis, not Hollis. Oh my God.
I miss Hollis too.
Hollis is dead.
Miss Hollis.
I gotta check
Like
the
my
time.
husband.
It has been less than 1 hour. And we are already calling people by their old characters' names. I'm not surprised, though. I already said Night Sky Sanctum in the first, 30 seconds of the thing, so it's okay.
One of the reasons I'm maintaining the accent, so that I don't accidentally think I'm a leash again.
At least after too many cigarettes, the voice has really dropped.
That's not all that dropped.
Hey. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to understand where everyone is in relation to these three.
You can
So, Dick's
kind
still
of
hidden.
you're hidden, and well, you could be more or less hidden still. And
Okay.
Dick is still hidden. But you guys can be pretty much wherever you want. It's a smallish train car, so wherever you want to get to, you could probably get to in a single action.
Okay. Well, if possible, Skip still wants to be hidden.
Okay.
And the whole water situation with the face was a diversion so that those two could
Get
out
back to their
find
feet.
a new hiding spot since it didn't work out for the first attempt.
Okay.
Well, if he's distracted with water up his nose, I kind of just want to try to
Clap his
use
cheeks.
my paralytic. Yeah.
Okay.
Pinch his
Clap his
cheek.
cheeks.
All right. What do you want to use for that?
I guess I will use finesse since I used brawl last time.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
I'm trying to be a little more specific in where I'm putting myself, so I'm directly onto his skin.
Yeah.
In the first go.
All right. Risky standard.
Okie dokie.
We thought I used up all the bad dice with that first roll. Did you go yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't see it. Ooh, 5. All right. That's a partial success. On
Yay.
Risky. Dang it. Keep losing my place. All right. On Risky, a partial success. All right. Yeah, I think you get some on his face. It's a partial success. You could resist this. Basically, you get it on his face. You can see it soaking into his skin. But he uses his good arm and tries to grab you and throw you off of him before enough gets in. Unless you want to resist that with prowess.
Yeah, I'll attempt to resist that.
Okay.
And that, I guess, would be a, what do you call it? Finesse resist?
Prowess resist.
Ooh, prowess. I'm trying to get my mouse to get onto this other screen so I can see how much prowess I have, because I don't remember anymore.
It's either 2 or 3. I think you had pretty good prowess.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
exclamation point 3R. No cheaps are getting clapped. I think that was a cheap clap, in my opinion. All right. That only costs you 1 willpower to resist. So what does that look like? He grabs a hold of your back.
I'm gonna use one of my hooves to kick his hand away.
Nice. You from behind, just
no,
like a dance
not
move.
That flexible. Just I'm a wrestler, and so it's just up and over and in,
Nice.
and got his arm.
Cool.
In my knee.
Yeah, you see it coming, and yeah,
my knee pit.
Yeah, I got it. Nice. All right. Yep, you pin his arm down that he was going to grab you with, and you just keep forcing that poison into his face, and you watch as his eyes roll back into his head, and he just slowly tips over and hits the ground. And that's when you feel this rush of catfish person down into the area, and he kind of slams down in the whole area, knocks everybody knocks Joy and Poppy back, and he's you see his sort of bugged out eyes are looking around the whole area. and it looks like he's sort of able to see in the dark a little bit better than the first one, and he's trying to pick out where there might be other people hiding because he saw that water blast. All right. I think
Where's the original? There was 3?
there were 2. So this is
my mistake.
he's the last one.
Okay.
He just picks a big box and just runs at it and just busts into it head first, just headbutts the box, sends wood splinters everywhere, but it just happens to be a box that neither Skip or Dick are behind. So, but then as soon as he does that, he gets up and looks around and he sort of zeroes in on another box, and he's probably going to hit the box that Skip is behind if nobody stops him.
Okay. In that case...
Dick's gonna stick his leg out.
Oh, you gonna trip him as he goes past?
It just seems too fun not to.
All right. What do you want to use for that?
I have no clue. What would we categorize that as?
I think brawl or
Joke.
finesse or even spring. Since you're kind of, trying to do it without him noticing.
Well, I will do spring despite having... I think spring works. I will do that.
Yeah.
And I will do that with willpower being used so that I actually have a die.
Okay. I'm going to say because he is so huge, it's going to be reduced effect. But if it gets him, it's going to be devastating.
So let's hope. Might just break my leg.
Yes.
Oh, all right. On a risky, you are looking at... so I think his first leg connects with your leg, and he starts to trip, but then his second leg just steps down onto your leg. And he brings about 450 pounds of weight down on you. And you...
That's a heavy fish.
Yeah. So... do you want to resist level 3 harm broken leg?
I suppose I better try and resist it.
If you have any powers that you could use.
I do not.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Other people can jump in with a protect action, potentially. But yeah.
Don't know how they're going to protect me from
Yeah,
breaking my leg.
that's a little bit of a hard one. And, alright.
Ah!
That's
Wow.
a complete success. So I'm going to say, as soon as you feel his weight bear down on your leg, you quickly swing it away and get it out from underneath him. He sort of skids down onto one knee, and then he sees you, and he turns toward you and redirects his attack that was going to go towards Skip, and now he is looking at taking down Dick. So you guys have a split second to act before he tries to completely crush Dick.
Skip would like to use elemental aura.
He's
You can
like,
draw a natural element to yourself to gain a special elemental effect. I just want to see if I can... Would it be too much to pull the liquid from... Because I'm trying to focus on using just water element. If I were to pull the moisture from his body, would that work? Would that be a specific thing? Or am I more so drawing out the element from the environment around me?
You're like, let me reread it. To draw a natural element to yourself. Yeah, it's more of you're like creating water, and then you can use that water to, like, if someone were, like, punching you, you could try to, like, use the water to push their hand to the side, that kind of thing. So yeah, you'd be like a water bender, where you have water surrounding you, and you can use that water to do things.
Surround myself in water and attempt to grapple him.
Yeah, you could, like, use it to, like, encompass him or something like that.
I mean, he's not going to drown, and I'm not going to drown because
Right.
we're both fish. But
Hopefully those gills he has aren't vestigial. Yeah, so
at least
he's...
at that rate, or maybe I can hold him within the density or the strength of, like, the outer edge of the water, perhaps, if I draw this towards myself.
Yeah, he looks over.
Create a cyclone.
He's like, skip, pass, dick, smash.
Smash. Smash and pass.
Yeah.
Always the pass.
All right. So you are going to create an elemental aura and then try to use it and yourself to grapple him and stop him from getting to Dick?
Yes.
Okay.
No dick for him tonight.
No dick for him. So I have to take one essence for that, and then I pick whatever action I want to use for it.
Yep.
Okay. So would you feel spring is appropriate? Because I'm from behind a box trying to sneak attack him?
Yeah, I think spring makes great sense.
Spring isn't just appropriate, it's the sluttiest season.
I'm gonna say that would be normally that would be risky reduced effect, but I think because you have the water that you're able to manipulate, we'll bring that back up to standard effect.
Okay. And I'm going to pop 2 willpower to give myself an extra die.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You're
no.
really not having much luck today.
Maybe I do drown as a fish.
You bring you like summon all the water around you, and then you reach out with it, and it's like a pair of hands of water that like grapple around him, and he just swings both hands out to the side and breaks the walls of water that are coming around him, and then he leaps forward and puts his hand right on Dick's head. This is terrible. Just tries to grab.
Oh my gosh. Calm down. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. This is so much harder than I expected.
But
Dick is making it a bit hard.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah. So he is trying to grapple Richard. So
I have an idea that might
Okay.
save me some trouble. Figure I could use my collector ability to pull
Okay.
a charm that'll stop him in his tracks.
awesome.
Perhaps a intense sort of spring trap I throw on the ground that'll stop him from getting to me.
Okay. Yeah, like what are you thinking? Like an actual like
Tiny bear trap.
what's that?
A tiny bear
A
trap.
tiny bear. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you can make a craft roll and see how good it is, and we'll go from there.
Alright. That's 2E.
Welcome back, Rebecca.
Actually, just a second. Oh, it's craft. I don't need to be doing the accent the whole time.
I'm pulling up the craft section. Okay.
Ooh.
It's the same dice.
This
Well,
is going to be...
I think Dicebot's broken. Throw it out.
Throw it out. Okay. Effective only once, and then the magic fades. So that's not actually that terrible. That's kind of...
That's all we need. We
That's-
just need him to stop.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you have the bear trap. So I'm gonna say, all right,
Yeah, I think Dicebot and Hand of Fate, they're all broken.
they're all broken. Okay.
They're grumpy about prohibition.
So I think, yeah, I think you
Part's gonna
pull
fly off and hit me.
Yeah, you pull out the bear trap, and you're about to, like, jettison it underneath him, and his hand just comes up and smacks your hand and slaps it into you.
Oh my god. Got a bear trap on my face.
And it triggers, and you hear the metal grind against the metal, and then snap. Luckily, it's trying to go around your whole head, and it's small. So it doesn't really gain a lot of momentum. But it is going to try to do 2 levels of harm. And basically rip the skin off of one side of your face.
God. Wow. I guess I wasn't meant to be an attractive man.
Do you want to take it or resist?
I'm going to resist. Just because I kind of have to.
I think an insight resist would make the most sense.
Fortunately, insight is my best stat.
Ah, nice.
Alright, so I might actually be able to survive getting this bear trap on my face.
All right, that's a partial success. So it's only going to cost you 1 willpower to resist. So what does that look like? You see it coming.
It pops up, but because it's so poorly made, it clamps on to me and immediately falls apart, scratching me slightly.
Yeah. You got like a couple teeth marks in the back.
Yeah. Dick's head just got circumcised.
We knew it was going to happen sooner or later. All right.
Too.
All right. Joy, Poppy, neither of you have taken an action in a while.
Well, I have a question about the empowered versatility in my grimoire abilities. What is that?
Okay, let me pop that open. Oh, clicked on the wrong place. Okay. Empowered versatility. You may enhance the general powers you have as if they were grimoire powers. So when you use a grimoire power, if you want to enhance it, it costs 1 essence to bring it up a level, and you can do that multiple times. With general powers, it costs 2 essence to bring it up a level. Since you have versatility in that regard, it only costs you 1 essence to upgrade the levels of general powers.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's useful to know. Because I was just like, what is this?
You can also use your hedge familiar to make it so things you do cost less essence.
Yeah, and I actually forgot to mention that I did use the hedge familiar when I used my 1 essence earlier to do liminal jaunt. I marked it on my paper, I just forgot to say it out loud. I think I do want to do liminal jaunt again and see if while I'm in the liminal space, spend an extra essence and see if I can mess with the gravity a little bit and see if I can tilt him over and knock him down.
Okay, a real jaunty dame.
So that those alterations only alter the liminal world, so they make it easier for you to get around in the liminal rather than. They don't affect the physical world.
Okay, I was wondering if I just had a quick question. I'm not going to do it now, but I was wondering if I can grab people and drag them into the liminal space with me.
No.
Okay. I thought I'd ask.
They have to be hedges, although I could see doing that for a huge expenditure of because basically if you take somebody that doesn't have hedge movement abilities into the hedge, you're effectively killing them.
Yeah, and we don't necessarily want to kill Mr. Fish Guy here.
Yeah.
We do want to ask him questions. Um,
None of us can talk to the dead.
Wow, yeah, that is a power we sadly lack.
we got really reliant on that.
Yeah.
So it looks like the only thing I do have a dagger on me. The only thing I could really do is try to prowl around behind him without being seen and use my fun little assassin prowl and see if I can just do a little stab.
Yeah, he's real thick. It would take a lot, but
Oh Lord, he's thick.
yeah.
Well, I guess if I want to prowl around to hide, and then I want to see if I could slice his Achilles tendon, I'm just like,
Ooh,
so
there
he
you
can't
go.
walk anymore. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
Does a fish man have an Achilles tendon?
oh, that's true. But, fish man.
We'll just say it's a slightly harder finesse
I
roll.
guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, I'll prowl, and we'll see if I can prowl around him without him seeing me, and like I'll see if I could sneak around him and do it.
I don't think that would take an action because he is so focused on Dick right now. He's like Dick mad. So I think it's not going to be
one thing on his mind.
Yeah, it's not going to be hard to get around him without him hearing you moving. So yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
not a problem.
Then, to hit just the right spot, then I guess it would just be like a finesse roll.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say risky, reduced effect because, like I said, we don't know if he even has an Achilles tendon.
Yeah, and I'm gonna spend 2 willpower to get an extra die because I don't
Okay.
really have a lot. Oh, God.
Nice, complete success. All right.
Like all my years of assassin work, I know my anatomy. Okay, I know my fish guy anatomy by now.
All right.
Dicebot really loves the tools.
All right. So yeah, you grab a hold of his leg, slash with your dagger, and he starts bleeding bluish blood out of his leg.
He's a horseshoe crab now.
Like, does anybody want to grab some of that blood while we can?
And yeah, he immediately takes his mind off of Dick and turns around toward you. He sort of slips in his own blood a bit, and then he crouches down, and he looks like he is going to try to jump back up, get out of here.
You're gonna be jumping far with those tendons. What?
He's gonna try.
Yeah, he's gonna try. You want to let him go and keep the pig man, or do something to him to keep him here?
I could do arboreal graft and throw some vines at him and jerk his feet out from underneath him so he can't jump.
Yeah, awesome. And if you do keep both of them here, then it's a potential for a mind wipe later to make sure they don't remember that they ever saw you. So.
Okay, I'm gonna spin that essence, and I'm gonna spin. I feel like this is a brawl, so
Okay.
I'm gonna spend some willpower to get an extra die for that, and I will try to entangle him. There it is.
I'm gonna say, with all the stuff he's trying to do, he's at a disadvantage right now, so thank you for the sub! Cat kicks the sky. Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Ooh.
And that's another complete success. All right, what does that look like?
Yay, so better than 2s. Let's see. Poppy's gonna grow vines out of all of her fingers and just kind of throw them at him, and then just kind of do with her fingers what she wants the vines to do. So she's gonna tangle her fingers up and then pull them so that he kind of falls over.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it grabs a hold of him, and between all the distractions, his other bad leg from Joy, and everything else that's happened to him, he goes down, and he goes down hard. He leaves an indentation in the floor when he hits the ground. And
Nice.
yeah, you are able to render the both of them unconscious. And
Can I just tie them both up with my vines and so it's easier for us to get them back?
yeah, that makes sense.
They're sleeping. Well, one of them's sleeping.
Well, the pig one is sleeping with the fishes. See.
Their
There's two
boyfriend.
fishes right here.
Awesome. Okay. Well, job well done on your first undertaking. You got more than you bargained for. All right. Where do you want to go from here? Let the train take you back to your Covenstead?
Where is the train? Are we out in Yonkers? We could at least enjoy the day.
Yeah, you guys can have a picnic before you head back. Nothing wrong with that.
As long as we got a bit of booze for the picnic. Some hooch.
Oh yeah,
Some giggle water.
yeah, you aren't going to be driving yourselves. You might as well. The
It's the
massive
30s. Even if we are going to be driving, we're still going to drink.
It'll make my jaw feel better
Mhm.
if I get some hooch in me. So
You have a massive benefit from your coven patron. When you become inebriated on absinthe, you regain 3 willpower. So you guys
Let's
will.
do it.
yeah, let's get drunk, guys.
I need that willpower.
Also bad.
All right.
Joy keeps a flask on her at all times, and she just breaks it out, like passes it around.
All right. So everybody that wants to gain 3 willpower and gain level 1 harm inebriated.
Well, does that take care of my bruised jaw? I don't feel that anymore.
You don't feel it, but it doesn't take it off.
If anything, it makes it a bit worse.
Yeah, I know what that means. It doesn't need to be spelled right. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just
Drunk.
gonna spell drunk.
Yeah.
Sozzled.
With 3 R's.
Ossified.
Oh, Anne Calgon.
Ossified would be the most appropriate.
Yeah. Anne Calgon makes a good one. She says, or is it whiskey dick time? All
I have to
right.
roll a disadvantage.
Who wants to do our very first drawing down the moon of the new coven?
I could do it, I guess, if nobody else wants to.
Gee, go for it.
I will start it out.
What does that look like?
So I'm guessing we're gonna be like on the train going back to our actual
Okay.
coven. We've done our stuff, and we're literally on like the how on a caboose of some of the trains. They
Nice.
have like a little, even if it's a subway, we have a little like tiny balcony out there, and we go through one part of the subway where we look up and we see a manhole and it's got the cover off, and I lift my glasses off and I lift it up to the manhole, and the light from the moon just like shines down on everybody, and it's like expanded by the glasses.
Nice.
And everybody feels really refreshed and and wonderfully
That's
rested.
only partly because of the absinthe.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all singing like drinking songs while I'm lifting up the glasses to the moon.
Nice. All right. Do you want to
And
go
then-
ahead and roll that? It's
Yeah, how-
!2 DDTM.
The moon. Every time I'm like drawing down the moon. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yay! 4 essence and 2 willpower.
Okay. Sorry. Let me put that on the screen. There we go. Yeah.
Well, that completely refreshes me.
Nice.
Yeah. That's very nice.
All right. I think now is a good time for a quick break, and when we come back, you guys are going to be able to make the alcohol for your big party, and we can see what happens. Who you guys get as patrons at your grand reopening. And we'll be right back. toward live. Hello and welcome back to Thyrsus Coven. We just finished our very first undertaking as a new coven, and they got their magical components that they required for the party they're going to throw tonight, and they're ready for their second undertaking of the evening. Which, if I remember right, this might be the only the second time we've managed 2 undertakings in a single night. So, awesome. So you returned with your, what did we decide they were? Juniper saplings? So
I didn't think we had specifically decided what they were.
Okay.
Maybe it's wormwood.
Mm-hmm.
Just a rare northern evergreen.
Nice. And you returned with 2 very unique prisoners. After a little bit of time of hanging around them and everything, you find that they are called the Gru, and there is indeed a 3rd member of their little cohort that could be out there looking for them, since they haven't returned. Do you want to take care of them in any way before we move on to the undertaking? The Gru, Grue.
Oh, GRU. I put an H.
Yeah, they are cousins to the Grugok.
Well, I guess if we are.
Very powerful fae.
How shall we do it? Take them for a ride, finish them off?
I can just wipe their minds.
Yeah, we could do that.
Leave them sitting on a train or a subway station bench or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joy just takes a big drink out of the flask and she's going to try to use her command. You tell me all you know. You tell me it now. I don't have time to wait around. Where'd you put our stuff that you stole?
Well, more than just the stuff that they stole from us. We need to find the hole.
Yeah, where's your hidey hole? I'm just like, hey, I know you got one. Where is it? And I'll try to do a command, like just make them tell me. But since I'm inebriated, you said that takes 1 die away?
It can, depending on how you want to use it. You could do
One could
minus
argue
1
that
die.
your command might be more enthusiastic with a little bit of alcohol, so who knows?
Or a reduced effect. Yeah, potentially increased effect, etc. Yeah. If you don't seem like you'll be able to hold your punches properly, yeah, they could be very scared of what you're doing. So, yeah, you're trying to sway them into giving up information about that?
Oh, I'm trying to command them into giving me the information. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even trying to sway and be nice and be like, you know, you want to tell me? He he he. I'm like, no, you're gonna tell me. We're gonna tell me now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna say you have them tied up using Poppy's vines. So I'm gonna say you're in a controlled position, but we're gonna say reduced effect because they are diametrically opposed to giving any information out to you on this.
Well, maybe the stench of all the absinthe on my breath will make them dizzy enough that they tell me what's up. Partial success.
Partial success. That's not terrible.
They're just like, okay, lady, get out of my face.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say that all that absinthe in the face of the fishman it's you can tell it's causing him to get a rash on his skin.
It burns like holy water.
Yeah. It is not working out for him. So I'm gonna say
He's got a little bit of spittle.
Yeah. Yeah, he is gonna give you a little bit of information. He's gonna point you in the right direction to get you to stop sprinkling him with absinthe. Okay.
He's like, it's in Queens, okay? It's in Queens.
No.
He tells you the location of a warehouse where they hid the whole first batch and where they were planning on taking this next shipment. Yeah, he just gives you an exact address, and says that it's not particularly well guarded or anything, and that you guys have probably used it. It's actually a place that you've been to in the past. It's definitely owned by Blue Heaven, so.
I'm like, well, thank you. You earned yourself a little sip, and I just splashed some of the absinthe from my flask on him. I'm just here. Absorb it through your skin.
Yeah.
You got yourself a treat. Don't say Joy never treated anybody nice.
Yeah, the skin around his gills starts to peel.
Ew.
Well, at least we have a location we can go scout out now.
Little salty tears.
Oh, I played my little tiny violin.
Right.
So we have a warehouse location for a future undertaking that.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it.
All right. What do you want to do with them?
I think I figure if everybody else is okay with it, we keep them tied up in the corner so they can watch us all party.
Do we have to go somewhere else for the party?
Somewhere else, not particularly far, but yeah, they won't be able to watch unless you want to bring them onto the subway car with you. Your Coven stead is detached from where the party is going to be.
I don't want them to know where the party is.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we don't want them to know where the main thing is. We just
It's bad enough that you brought them down to your Coven stead. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem.
Why don't we just tie them to the train tracks and be done with it?
Because then neither of us have to get our hands dirty to get rid of them.
Okay.
Doesn't take much convincing. We just throw them down.
It seems like they might be trouble in the future if we don't bump them off.
You're not wrong.
After all, we might wipe their mind of bumping into us, but who's to stop them from stealing from us in the future if they forget that we stopped them last time?
True.
You can make them retain whatever you want, but yeah, that does create a problem.
Train tracks.
Train tracks? Subway tracks, or they're huge. So
I guess regular train tracks so that they will be less likely to be seen.
Okay.
Seems like it'll be derailing, but
We don't want to track that dirty laundry back to where we are. You can't put them on the tracks lest they come back to us.
don't want that pig squealing.
Yeah. We've heard enough of that lately. Yeah, so do any of you know of a particularly good set of train tracks that are like on a bend so that they don't see the thing from a mile away?
Well, my twin lives close to some train tracks.
Okay.
So we can toss them out in behind my twin's house.
We could ask Julian if he knows of any particularly
Nasty areas.
hard to see spots.
Okay. All right. Who wants to do that? Gather info.
Well, Skip, you had a time with our dear Julian earlier.
Sure, I mean, I'll call up my little cannoli. I'll see how my little ravioli. See how he's doing.
Cannoli.
Ravioli.
Cannoli.
It's cannoli with a ravioli skin stuffed inside, stuffed with cannoli juice or whatever you call that.
Savory,
Well,
sweet,
we
all
did want
together.
cannoli until now.
Okay, so for the other information, I haven't had to do a roll for that in a while.
Same as everything else, you just choose how you want to get that information from him. Because he is a contact, you get +1 die.
Okay. And what were we saying that consort related to, more likely? Because command is saying to do something, focus is...
Consort's being a pal.
Yep.
A real friend.
Yeah, consort is friendly. Command is you do something for me and you expect nothing in return. Consort is we might expect things from one another, and sway is tricking people.
I'm gonna go consort then.
Okay.
Kind of bring him back down from our altercation earlier.
Okay.
A little cannoli.
And we're just trying to find out where he can, if he knows a good spot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
He knows a
can.
particularly dangerous part of the rail where it's hard to see what's around the bed.
All right, you get +1 die for that, and we can just sort of flash back to you having done that while you guys were still on the train with him.
Okay.
Oof. 222.
I
So
feel like we should get special bonuses for getting repeating numbers like that.
So I think he's so upset at the idea that you're going to try to treat him like a friend after what you did before, showing him up like that, that he's like, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I got deliveries to make. He'll give you a little bit of information if you have like one simple question, but he's not gonna like assist with anything that's gonna potentially derail a train. But he'll answer another question for you or something.
Julian, I just need to know that everything's Jake between us boys.
Okay.
You're my big cheese. Basically, are there any maintenance routes on the subway right now at this time?
Yeah.
Not gonna mess with you. You stay off our turf, or we'll stay off your turf. But if there's anything going on maintenance-wise that can be out of the way, kind of like limbo as such, we just need to know about that.
Yeah. There's actually some old tracks that they call purgatory because somebody drops you in the middle of those, and it might be years before you find your way out. If you survive that long. So he can tell you about this purgatory place, and basically a series of manholes that you can traverse and
manholes.
Exactly.
All right, let's go throw them in some manholes.
So we'll just
throw them down there.
Do you want to do a mind wipe first? So even if they get out, they don't have as much info? Or
yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Like, should we just wipe where our Coven stead is and let them remember that they failed breaking into the car? Because they knew where the car was. They knew they broke into it.
There's no reason they had to necessarily come back to the Coven stead with you either. So if you just want to take them straight to because you didn't do anything with them in the Coven stead, so you could just drop them straight to Purgatory or after you do your ritual. So the ritual is going to cost the ritual leader a downtime action. So, but that's it. You should be able to put the two of them in a magic circle and do your best to wipe out as much as you want to. So who wants to lead that?
I will forfeit a downtime action.
Okay. All right. Do you think a focus roll would be appropriate?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Since it's a
Yeah.
group thing, does anybody want to assist to give Poppy an extra die for a willpower?
Yeah, I can assist.
Okay.
Okay, so how many dice extra?
+1.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're amazing at focus.
Yeah.
Like 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goodness, I wish I had that much focus.
Yes.
Woo! You needed it.
Ooh.
All right. A 5 is a partial success. So I think, let's say we're going to add 1 fate to the Coven. They remember that one of the two of them remembers something vaguely that eventually will come out and will help them remember that it had something to do with one of you. But it's not going to be like anything explosive. So we're just going to add 1 fate to the Coven.
Ah, the fish guy remembers me pouring absinthe on him.
Yeah, probably. That the burn.
Every time he smells absinthe from
Yeah.
now on.
That's almost definitely it. Awesome.
Have some PTSD he can't even remember.
Awesome. Okay. And then once they're mind wiped, you take them down and you're like, yeah, if you didn't mark your way that you guys came in and out, you would have got lost down here too. But yeah, you actually find this turnstile. It's like a train, like a disc changer that changes tracks down there, and it's still running despite the fact that the dust and everything makes it look like there hasn't been a train that's come through there in like 20 years. But every 30 minutes, like clockwork, those tracks change. And yeah, that's the heart of purgatory. So you're able to leave them down there. Do you want to leave them with any parting gifts?
Swift kick to the pants.
All right.
Be a bottle of absinthe.
Yeah, exactly. I extra splash the absinthe on him while I walk home. It's like in good riddance.
All right.
Y'all took my time up. I could have been drinking.
All right. All right. So, yeah, the 4 of you head back out and get back to your Covenstead. So that is your party going to be at night or during the day?
It's always at night.
Always at night. All right. And
Even parties during the day.
not like
Except for Protestants. Ugh.
We're not day drinking right now. It's fine.
All right. So for the undertaking type, we'll just call it having a party.
Enjoying to the hood.
And I guess this is going to entail crafting the brew and then bringing the party to fruition and seeing it through and getting the maximum payout. So, all right. Are there
It's
any?
interesting to have a fun undertaking.
Yeah. Are there any particular factions that you want to invite?
Well, I gotta have the cops. They're our best customers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manhattan Council has a contingent of city guards that love hanging out at your establishments. Always seem to have plenty of money to burn. Except on the very, very bad nights when they bring along their boss, the city manager. I think Poppy knows who that is. Your rival.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Vernon.
Yeah, he works for the Manhattan Council as well. So, we'll determine if he shows up based on the results of the engagement roll. All right. That is a partial success, which means that you will start in a risky position. So I think that means that Vernon is planning on making an appearance tonight. All right. I think the first obstacle is making sure that you have product to push. Poppy, do you want to be in charge of that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you...
I would like to be working with Poppy because I have purification as one of my grimoire powers.
Ooh.
So we can make some bitter brew.
Nice. All right. So what is this? What is your particular brew that you're going to be making tonight, Poppy?
So I'm going to be working with these evergreens that we collected.
Evergreen, Everclear.
I wanted to taste like a forest.
Mm.
And I guess I am using my crafting stuff. My craft.
Okay.
And if you want me to, I can spend an essence to grow as much of this evergreen as we would need to supply the train.
I think since you guys did an undertaking specifically to get it, that you have enough, so you don't need to spend any essence. But yeah, thank you. And all right, let me get to the charms section. You are going to get increased effect because of you're using your workshop.
Yes.
Okay. And +1 die from Skip.
Okay.
For 1 willpower.
Oh my gosh.
I think getting increased effect is going to give you enough alcohol. And
so I need to spend 2 willpower?
Yeah, so let's see. I'm thinking it's going to be I think it's going to be increased effect already, but if you want to up that another level to from greater.
I've got 2 extra die. Correct?
1 extra die.
1 extra die. Okay.
From Skip.
I will and that working in my workshop gives me increased effect. Yeah, I'm gonna spend the willpower to get another increased effect.
Okay. Double increased effect.
I want to be good.
All right. The only way you could not make enough is if you get a 1 through 3.
It'll happen. It'll be all 2s.
No, it's perfect.
It's not 2s.
All right. You have made enough of your special brew to inebriate every possible person that could arrive.
Amazing.
Awesome. Okay. So, who is going to be the doorman? I think you've got a couple potential. You've got to link up, but I'm assuming that you guys have done that enough times that linking your bar up to the end of the subway car that you're attaching to is probably not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So, but
Really, Poppy just hooks it up with vines.
I just tie it on.
Tie one on. All right. Super. So yeah, you guys get you push your car onto the tracks just after a subway train has gone past, and then Poppy shoots vines out of her hands just like she did to enwrap those mafia gents, and they grab a hold of the back of the car, and it pulls you and the two cars together until they link up, and then you're able to access between the two cars. You get into the back car of the actual subway train, and there are already a couple of Manhattan council members that are already aboard the train. They tell you that they split into 3 groups, and these two got lucky. But they walk back to the opposite door and knock on it 3 times, and when the door opens, you see Vernon walk in with a smug look on his face. Poppy, do you want to describe Vernon?
Let's see. So he is a sape, if I'm correct. He is a regular human-looking human.
Regular
He
human.
is a short guy with short guy syndrome. He has very wispy white hair. He's been doing city planning for a lot of years. The reason we don't like each other is because he's always trying to pave over my gardens with new parking lots.
Pave paradise.
That's what he wants. And I will use my vines to crack up his asphalt, so we don't like each other. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that angry little guy.
When the two of you see each other, it's like electricity through the train car. And you remember that he had said in the past that underground was sort of a truce. And so, he nods at you and says, I'm not going to cause you any trouble today. I'm just here for a stiff drink.
Well, we only have them stiff here.
All right. But he gives you that wink that you know he's going to be trouble one way or another before the end of the night. Do you guys have a bartender? Or do one of you tend the bar?
That's my contact, the gob friend who brought the car back as well.
Nice.
Name's Donnie.
Oh, Donnie.
Good old Donnie. You want to describe Donnie?
Well, Donnie's a small little gob with a greasy mustache and a little chin beard. You can't see his pants because his dress shirt's too long, but he's basically reaching. He has to be on a little peach box to see over top of the bar.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I can totally see like 3 or 4 strategically placed peach boxes around behind the bar for like the places he needs to get up to.
Yeah, you occasionally see the head dip down when he runs out of box and pop back up again.
Nice.
Little floppy ears bouncing while he walks.
And you're like, does he just know that trick where it looks like he's walking downstairs, or is he really that short? The world may never know. And we're so drunk right now that we might never know either. All right. Within about 30 minutes of the train opening, despite the fact that no one has phones, no one can call in and tell people that you're open, the place is completely full. And Poppy...
I have to imagine they did just some astral projection, some telepathic relays.
Yeah, I would say, let's say like a third of your clientele is other witches. Because, yeah, they can transmit the information faster than other people can. So.
I could have
Well, they know we got the strong stuff.
Yeah, I could have definitely sent forces for the sapes that couldn't too. And it's like, you're cordially invited with his little mantis arms, just looking fancy. You're cordially invited.
No.
Yeah. Hands out little tiny invites.
He's so cute.
Nice.
Does a curtsy when he spreads out the little orchid-looking mantis wings.
Aw. Love him.
Forsyth is very proper, so the best person to hand out invitations.
All right. The Manhattan Council people are the first ones to get so drunk that they become belligerent. So, which of you wants to go take care of them?
Oh, I can go consort with them. They're higher up people. I like to mess with like people that can control things, you know. So I'll literally go over and consort with them. Basically, I'm gonna try to be buddy and drink up with them to get them to basically behave.
Okay. All right.
Serve as a moral compass.
Yeah, see if we can maybe like get more rapport with them.
Okay. Cool.
I have one in consort. I will use some willpower because I think these guys will be good for us, right? They'll be good for us later on. I'm gonna really try.
All right. I'm gonna say risky standard because they are inebriated and they're more likely to.
Oh no!
Oh, the worst roll of the night.
Double ones, yes.
They see you come up and they are like, you're like so buddy with them in a way that's like, you're trying to be like, I know you guys, we've seen each other around, we're friends, but one of them is like just on the verge of being blackout drunk, and as soon as you come around, he swings at you to try to punch you, but his fist goes right over the top of your head. But then the other two hop up, and they're like, who is this? What's like? They're like, we don't know you from Adam. The first one is like, slobbering, and he's like, she tried to take my wallet.
Well, now y'all are liars on top of being drunk, because I don't need your wallet. I've got my own thing going on. I don't really need your wallet, but I don't appreciate a swing at me, and I think I'm going to swing back.
Okay.
I'm going to give a drunken swing back. Or I'm actually like, it's just like a drunken swing up, because I am only like 5 foot.
Yeah.
I'm tall for a goblin, but still, it's pretty short.
What's the intention
That's
to
already
just
going for the bar fight.
I just want to knock him back and knock him in the chin, just like a hey, and try to see if I can like knock him out.
Okay.
With my no brawl power.
All right. Let's see. Hang on. Let's go risky. Standard. I would say reduced effect, but they're inebriated too.
Yeah.
And yeah, but you're just trying to knock him out. Are you trying to sort of end the fight here by a show of force?
Basically, like, you tried to swing on me. Well, hey, I'm gonna show you can't do that. Swing on you real quick, and like either we're gonna stop this or get into a bigger fight. We'll see.
Okay.
And I have 0 in brawl, so I'm just gonna let that roll.
Okay.
I'm drunk. I don't know. Huh?
Right.
Oh, I failed.
All right. So the 3 of them all jump on you and give you a smackdown. You are going to have grand total of level 2 harm. So I think they're not at all interested in trying to kill you or anything, but they are going to bloody you up a bit.
So can I use my crossroad shield and just send them into the hedge?
yeah, you absolutely can.
It might not put us in good terms with these guys in the future.
Yeah. It won't send them to the hedge, but it'll send the punches.
Oh,
to the hedge.
I see that.
It makes,
and since we're in
your body's like a portal, so
okay. I'm gonna do that, and
Okay.
I think that's what risky costs. It's two
Fey
bargain.
Yep. All right.
So they're just punching into the hedge at the moment.
Yeah, and they tackle you to the ground and they're punching, but their fists just keep going through you like you're not there. And one of them spits on you, and then the three of them get up and head for the door. But because it was such a bad roll, nobody just lets them go at that, and other people get up to fight them. So, a duo of witches that are sitting at the table across from them get into it with them with telekinesis. Unless any of you want to jump in.
No.
All right.
We're gonna let this ballroom blitz go down.
All right.
I'm just gonna destroy the business button.
The first witch grabs Vernon, since he was the one that spit on Joy, grabs him with telekinesis and levitates him into the ceiling and just holds him there, while the other witch goes over to the other two. And let's see. I need a random power generator. Anybody have an idea of how another witch, not of you guys? Let's see. Maybe a general power. They're way more common.
Malefaction.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it in play?
The other one reaches out her hands and causes the other two men to just wither. And their skin starts to shrivel up. They look like all the water has come out of their bodies. And they start to slow down their movements. Their muscles become weak. And then on top of their inebriation, it's enough that they just crack under the pressure. And one of them, his eyes go bloodshot, and he falls over, and the other one starts bleeding from his nose. And he falls over too. So that only leaves Vernon, who is currently pinned to the ceiling.
I would like to go have a word with him.
Okay.
On the ceiling.
The witch just holds him there and lets you walk right up to him. She bows to you.
Well, Vernon, that was your last chance. You were no longer welcome in this establishment, and none of your men are either. So good luck finding quality booze somewhere else. And I will have her literally throw him from the train car.
Okay.
Give him the old bum's rush.
All right.
Of course, that gives a little wave, like goodbye, good riddance.
No need to call for a roll for that.
Take a bounce, pal.
Do you want him to throw him in such a way that he survives?
Yeah. I don't want him to die.
All right.
We're not adding murder to our list of sins just yet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we already killed the pig, didn't we?
No. He's just lost down there. He might find his way out.
Yeah, the pig and the catfish are both just trapped down there for now. All right. Yeah, it is a subway car.
Gators.
Yeah. So, yeah, she holds him there, and you open the door, and you wait until you guys are going past you're on an express train, so you wait until you guys are going past a big open area, and you just toss him into the other witch tosses him into the crowd of people who are waiting for the next train.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys see everyone that's astonished and amazed at this man that goes flying off the subway train at 80 miles an hour.
Smelling heavily of liquor.
Yeah, that's true. The spirits really got a hold of him. All right.
I don't know how he thought that was going to go. Well, for him. Like,
No ticket.
And now you guys have room for 3 more guests.
We start raffling off tickets. Who wants on next?
All right. Any other obstacles that you guys can think of that you might face before the end of the night of the party, or anything that any of you want to do?
Drink away the pain, the memory of my dead husband.
Dead husband.
Yali of Tay redeemed Disco Morningstar. Perfect timing. Oh, that was awesome.
Highly appropriate.
Yeah.
Disco away the blues.
All right. Well, in that case, the party is a success. And yeah, you have
It's always a success when we have a flight fight, you know.
The disco never ends. I think unfortunately at this point I've just slipped into Sean Connery entirely.
yeah, I
just a
hear
little
it.
bit.
I hear it now. Drunk Sean Connery, which is the same as normal Sean Connery.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we are coming to the end of the session.
2 undertakings in a short session? That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And
We're an efficient team.
yeah. So
Yes.
what do you guys think is likely to be the next undertaking for next time? Do you want to go and cause more trouble with the Manhattan Council, or
Maybe we have to make a delivery.
track your stolen goods?
Yeah. Get the goods back. Make trouble
Take
for
the rest of the
people.
stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of opened it up too, so if he is super salty about getting kicked out, proper prohibition style, he could come and raid.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
An entanglement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I thought of something else and then I forgot it. So, but
I had
no.
thought of something of maybe that we at some point we come across a rival speakeasy.
mm-hmm.
Ooh.
we go to steal all their hooch and take all their stuff so we can shut them down.
Also,
Report them to the DEA.
Yeah.
At
We
some
give them over to Vernon.
Yeah, at some point we should also have a flashback to why you guys ended it with Blue Heaven, and we might continue from the stuff that you learned about them, because that could also be interesting. But yeah, we'll save that for next time. And so why don't we go around the room and let everyone know where they can find us on social media? Let's start with Morningstar.
Well, I am Morningstar, and that was Hermes. And you can find mostly me, but some of her, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr as the Cytherian. And we have something very, very exciting coming up in a couple of weeks that we've been working on for a very long time. Megan's just about to start all the editing work for those, so make sure you're following so that you can see those when they're finally finished.
Awesome. Megan?
As said previous, I'm currently working on a very special surprise. This has been in the works for some time now. It involves special props, wardrobe, and practicing
And a
with our lighting
sponsor.
setup.
Ooh.
And a sponsor,
Ooh.
yes.
We
So,
love
we're
sponsors.
very interested for when this comes up, but that's all we can say right now. Otherwise, I'm the photographer and editor for the Morningstar content. If you like anything we've produced, we release every Friday. You can go to any of the Morningstar links. Myself, I'm currently getting 2 pages up and going, a Seafoam Workshop Tumblr account, as well as a Seafoam Workshop Instagram account. There isn't very much there right now, as I'm trying to take a little chip out of Morningstar first and then pet projects. But hopefully to release some more in the future.
All right. Azelwyn?
Oh, it was my thing. I'm Azalin. No, sometimes I hit mute and forget.
Yeah.
And you can find me anywhere at Azalin, except for TikTok is under Goddess Azalin. And I've been slowly releasing some of the art and stuff I've been doing. And I just developed a formula for dry shampoo and stuff. So I'm gonna start releasing some all natural products for beauty and stuff like that. So you know what's in your product. But yeah, you can just follow me on Azalin anywhere. You're going to find me under that name and just be ready for some creative chaos.
Good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Andrea?
Yeah, I'm Andrea. You can find me at the Wildwood Witch on Instagram and Twitter, and I eventually want to make a Tumblr, but I haven't got around to that yet. But when I do, it will be Wildwood Witch. You can find me here on Thursdays. I guess not technically here, at my Wildwood Witch channel, and we do spooky things like spirit box sessions when we attempt to contact otherworldly spirits. I do tarot card readings there. We have spooky time stories. And sometimes I play games. But yeah, so if that's at all interesting to you, come find me there, Wildwood Witch. Gavin and I do that on Thursdays at 7. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And Andrea and I are the team that created Children of Midnight Coven, the game we've been playing here tonight. The standard version of the game is set in the modern day and has a slightly different theme. But this is, we just came up with this idea kind of on a whim because of some awesome Art Deco art that Megan made. And it just sucked us into the idea of doing a Prohibition era Art Deco Russian constructivism thing, and we all just jumped on this idea and liked it so much, and felt like it was a fun addition to the world of Children of Midnight, and a very different thing. We will be heading
That's
back.
one of the fun things about Children of Midnight is it is quite flexible in setting. You just move things around, but the characters, the grimoires, they're all really flexible for any setting.
Yeah, we only had to change one power for the entire everything we did. We said one grimoire is somewhat off limits, and the rest are fine with one slight modification. So, yeah, it's really simple. It's mostly the factions that we screwed around with. So, but yeah, we're going to have fun with that. We're going to screw around with a lot more factions over the coming weeks. This is going to be a semi-short campaign as we work through this story, and then we will make a more permanent coven afterward. We have a lot of ideas. We're planning on expanding on the world that we generated with Night Sky Sanctum, and potentially moving forward into the future in that sort of same track. Which there's no reason that this can't be in the past of that either. So
This would be wonderful.
Yeah, one of the cool things about the game is that when you start your own game of Children of Midnight Coven, the world is your oyster. You can run it however you want. You make your own lore as you go. We give you the factions and everything to start with, and then they blossom as your characters gather information rolls. They're adding lore to the world, and they're making your world unique, and that's amazing and a lot of fun. And so people who are worried, oh, I don't know if all this lore, it's too much to keep up with. There is very little lore. It's all what you make it. You know, like when we tangled with that fish guy earlier. It was based on the roll, whether we would determine whether the guy had an Achilles tendon or not. You literally get to make up the world as you go. By making a roll, you are saying what the world looks like. And then, you know, you keep up with it. It's fun. So
Now we figured out Silver Wings are frostproof.
yeah. I am going to put Andrea's URL to her channel in the chat real quick.
Also, if anyone is interested, we have kind of made an online coven of sorts, and this Wednesday at 7 also we are going to be doing a new moon ritual where we are going to be discussing our intentions that we want to be working on manifesting throughout this lunar cycle. So if you're at all interested in that, if Gavin wouldn't mind throwing my Discord link in there too, you can come join us for that as well.
Yay, it worked. Yeah, I will do that. And now I have the paranormal sound playing in my ear coming from your thing. But yes, I will send a link out to everyone real quick. But yeah, so feel free to join us. And yeah, we are planning on doing more stuff specifically in Discord rather than necessarily in on Twitch. And when we do things on Discord, we just have a lot more leeway with what we can do, and so that can be a lot of fun. So feel free to join either or both, all of the Discords. Definitely join Morningstar's Discord because that's where you're going to see the best things. All right. And
I have the best people.
Oh, yeah, you do. You do. All right. And the credits will play us out. We've got a different track on the credits, so make sure to hang on to see that. And everyone's social media links will be there as well. Otherwise, I think we will see you again in 2 weeks. We're going to skip a week. We're going to try to build, we're going to try to find some other players and some other GMs that might want to fill in that other week. So, but we'll talk about that more in the future. Come see us on Discord if you want to talk to us about it. And, all right, we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Have a great night.
Hope you all got your fill of dick. We'll see you in 2 weeks for more.
More dick soon.
Ta.